pretty greys. Hello, I am in the garden. Just a little bit of quick gardening while the weather is cool to plant some cucumbers. My cucumbers, which were not looking great, I've planted out and they don't look great. So I succumbed, went to the garden centre and got myself a few organic cucumbers. I ended up with 4 cucumbers, some finger aubergine, which are long white finger-like aubergines. Never seen them before actually, so I'm excited about that. I've got 4 aubergine plants, your normal sort of black aubergines, but these are, or purple aubergines, these are white, and I love aubergines. And one of my aubergines, everything's getting a little bit obliterated by slugs, unfortunately. The warm weather's helping, and I've kind of been not watering that much. Now I'm going to plant the cucumbers. I'm going to plant them vertically to save space. They're quite happy to climb. They're not a heavy fruit, so they don't need a lot of support when they do start holding fruit. And yeah, I'm going to sort of spread them out a little bit in the garden, so that I'm just curious how they do in the different beds. Yeah, I thought I'd also do a little tour so that you can see what it looks like now, and then later on in the season when it goes crazy I can show you its wild form when it becomes too crazy to handle. Hopefully then all the wildflower mixes, and I've planted loads of flowers this year. They looked great last year and I didn't plant as many, so this year I'm really excited about when they start blooming. I think the bees are going to be excited too. Okay, so let's get planted. Here the beans have started to climb. They've managed to survive the slug attack. My other beans over there, which are actually from my friend from Greece, they're like really pretty coloured beans. They got a little bit obliterated, weirdly, because that's a spot where it gets like more sun than the other spots. This is the shadiest bit. I thought this would be more obliterated by slugs, but it's not the case. But they're starting to climb. I I added some wire last year and they love it. They climb it, and then even they can climb the fence. I can wind them back so they climb back down here, and then I'll just keep doing that. And my bean harvests are great. Beans are great for fixing nitrogen. These are my tomatoes, looking pretty good now. They're getting a nice lush green foliage. They were looking a little bit yellowing. Here are some radishes and I think some turnips. I really must start labelling my plants. I always think I'll remember, never remember, and then all these plants come up from all over the place. I'm like, what are you? I'm pretty sure they're radishes. These are beetroots, which I actually love, just munching the greens of beetroot through the summer. Yeah, look, nice and nice. This was the sort of yellowing that I was having on my tomatoes, and they're much greener now. This is garlic. I sort of piled up the earth a little bit, hoping they'll bulb out a bit. And these are my babies that I'm going to be planting out. I actually sowed some more zucchini, yellow zucchini, because that died when I transplanted it. I direct sow some cucumber in here. Slug, look. They literally eat it. And snails. I can't just blame the slugs, as I also was picking off loads of snails. They're just killing it. Just a little bit of baby growth. Maybe they'll survive. We'll see. This is savouries. Becoming a little bit jungly. Sage always becomes jungly. I cut it back every spring, and it just bounces back. It's a very great plant. I bought this as a nasturtiums, are great. I planted some in the garden, they didn't seem to be coming up, so I bought a plant. They're really great because they are an aphid trap, so they will attract the aphids away from your precious plants, plus you can eat the leaves and they will flower and have beautiful edible peppery flowers. Here are some little seedlings that are still alive but not doing so great. More tomatoes, looking okay. Some basil. I really need to put this in the ground because they're drying out, because it's pots, and I put seeds here and no joy. And this is the there's some borage that's decided to grow here. Beautiful flowers, big plants. Might not be able to, might have to eat the leaves. You can eat this plant, they're a little bit hairy, but they kind of taste of cucumber. Beautiful blue flowers though, I love them. I planted this once in this bed, and ever since it sort of pops up all over the place. Actually, I think I have some coming up here, and I did a little teepee for my cucumbers. I only have a cucumber to start to get the cucumbers going vertically, to bit of space saving, trying to use the space as much as possible. There's still a lot of space here. Obviously the tomatoes are going to get pretty big, the aubergine will get pretty big. I might plant some carrots underneath the tomatoes, which will shade the not so heat loving carrots. And here I think is parsley that I planted. And here's my first time bush. It's also mega. This guy is a second year of kale, which I'm waiting to collect the seeds from, and so that I don't have to buy them. This is the pepper bed this year. I've got some basil that I grew from seed. This is a little volunteer that I thought I'll let it have a go. These are all the peppers. This guy is dead. I'm pretty sure it's dead. I've no idea why. I'm wondering if there's some kind of grub underneath that's eating its roots, because I found quite a lot in this bed of these big grubs that like to eat plant roots. So these are the buggers that like to eat roots. They are potentially a scarab beetle, I'm not sure. I will look at it later, but I've been finding these a lot in my garden. I'm pretty sure it's not a great thing, so I'm going to pop it in the compost. This someone got me for my birthday. It's a sort of spicy oregano. Likes to be warm, so I thought I'll pop it in underneath the roof. Yes, so I put some bush beans in here. I read they're very good to plant with peppers, so I've put some bush beans in the middle. There's a couple of tomato plants in here. These are ones I got from my friend as well. There's some peppers at different stages. More basil. My monster chive bush. Another volunteer borage. About to start producing beautiful flowers. Also might be a bit too big for its spot, but we'll see. This is a flower bed. Got some zinnias and some marigolds and calendula, and I also put some other seeds down, see if they survive. Also the borage, baby borage. Hang on, look at this. Oh God, they love lettuce. You can harvest some of this. Oh, sorry, mushroom. I thought you were a snail. Oh, a little mushroom. I always like seeing mushrooms in my garden. Shows that there's a healthy, biodiverse area. Sorry, mate. And these were the very deeply dug tomatoes. I think this is a pumpkin. Might not be the best space for it, but I can direct it either along the sides so it doesn't take up too much space. This was some lettuce that I really mean to thin out, and oh, it looks so great. Oh, didn't hear more bloody snails. So here we have a mixture of some chard, really nice lettuce heads, some cabbage, different cabbages. I've got this cloth on to stop the butterflies. It's kale, this is kohlrabi, this is an aubergine, which I'll eventually give space to grow. There's some, I might harvest some, and we've got a salad at home. I'll leave it a little bit. So yeah, this bed is being protected from butterflies, but unfortunately not from snails. I've been kind of trying to go through evenings to get any. So this is something that you have to be aware of when you use straw as a mulch. So there will be seeds, grass seeds in it, so that's my main weed. The mulch is to help retain moisture and to reduce weeding, but you will be weeding grass for the whole summer probably, but that's okay. This is the bed that Marcus got from work. So Marcus does industrial climbing, so he does all sorts of different jobs. So he was at McDonald's pulling down a Mac Cafe sign, and this was a metal container, I suppose, which the sign was in, and they were just getting rid of it, and he asked if he could take it. It's metal. You can plant in metal. They are longer living than the wooden beds we've got, and they can be problematic because they will heat up quicker, so he's put cladding which will hopefully keep it cool. This, we were given unfinished compost, so we've just filled the bottom with unfinished compost, and then on top compost, and that's it, and mulch, the straw mulch, and then just seeing how it's going to go with the hot compost, the unfinished stuff. Not sure how things are going to deal once the roots go down into that hot stuff. We'll find out. At the moment it looks great, like the lettuce is growing great, but they're probably just rooting in the top layer. They haven't got to the deep, but the tomatoes and the aubergines are the ones I'm really sort of concerned about, but they were hungry plants. Maybe they'll be okay. We shall find out. And here is not looking great. I've planted a lot of spinach, which some lettuces and random stuff. I'm going to add stuff to this later. Everything's looking a little bit small. I don't know why, but it's a late start. I've got some dill and some more spinach. Oh, some more salad. So after buying the nasturtium, lo and behold, nasturtium popped up, of course. There's also possibly a cucumber that might be surviving here. Or is that zucchini? I don't remember. Really advise using labels when you plant your garden. You won't remember. New addition to the garden, my frog prince. This is a flower bed. Planted some zinnias around the edge. My mum had these seed balls she planted here. Here I think I over sowed wildflowers. This is going to hopefully look great. Plant someone gave us for our wedding. Here we have some cranberries that I'm trying. They were a really poorly looking cranberry plant that I took home. Some rhubarb. Here is some asparagus. Here is planted 2 root balls of asparagus here. I really over planted this area, but you know, it'll be okay. This is raspberry plant. I did have another raspberry plant, but Marcus mowed over it. So these are a friendly reminder to Marcus not to mow over my little baby. This was the last organic raspberry in the shop. Hello, Tanny. And it's very small, and it's not really grown since very much, so we'll see how it goes. Hi, Tanny. My guardian, my gardening guardian companion. Here, someone bought me some mint, a friend of mine, and I've very bravely planted it in my actual garden and not contained it in a pot, mainly because this area is overrun by weeds. So if it's going to be overrun by something, why not be mint? So I just put that in 2 days ago. Looks okay. So that is a little bit of my garden tour. Thought it's nice to see it now, which is looking great. It's looking very green, and it's only going to get greener. They tend to explode around July. So yes, I'm going to water my garden first and then pop my plants in.
1, 2, 3, 4!
So this thing I'm going to put here, get it to climb up here. Snake cucumber. So this is the last one, Zemini Gurkha Delta Star. Kind of running out of space. I wanted to test one of the cucumbers in this bed with the unfinished compost. There are a lot of worms in this. Last but not least is Verdadelt pepper. I've never heard of it. Oh god, it's already looking... It was not looking like that yesterday. It's got some flowers here. I don't really want it to start concentrating on blooming right now, so I'm going to take the flowers off. So if I take the flowers off, it will concentrate its energy back into the roots, maybe getting some more leaves. Not looking so great, look. I did see a weevil on it. Weevils do like to eat plants, so it could have been eating it. And another one. They are pretty gruesome. I love beetles. Look, it's moving. He's trying to bury down. I can feel it on my hand. A friend of mine buries them, so I think I'm going to do the same. He's a little bit tickly. Wow. Sorry. I do apologise if you're squeamish. Bye bye, beetle larva. Enjoy the compost. Hopefully that's some good karma and they'll stop eating my plant roots. So I forgot to film while I did the pepper, but I will film while I do the aubergine. So thanks for joining me today on my little garden tour. I hope it's been enjoyable. Hopefully I've not gone on too much. I do have a tendency to get a bit rambly, and I'm sorry about that. Obviously those of you who haven't seen me for a while might be happy to hear my ramblings because you miss me. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.